All right. So, Sengoku Rance, as well as Rance 01, Rance 02, Rance 6, the one that shares a title with a season of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Rance Quest Magnum are now available on Faku, Jast, and Good Old Games. I believe there's another one in there. I think there was 4.
Yeah, I believe there were 4.
Faku, Jast, Kagura Games. Kagura Games, that was the 4th one. For a lot of people, GOG, or Good Old Games, is the big one for that. Like, if you use Linux or something, and, like, don't trust Steam or any of those DRM, like, inclusive services, GOG is, like, the one to go to. It also has the ability to gift, but I don't know anyone with a GOG account. I'm sure that, like, if people started, like, showing me their GOG account, I might just, like, throw a copy of Sengoku their way. But I don't want to commit too hard to that. What if they just want to, like, pawn it off or something, or resell a key? That'd be bad. But I wanted to take some time to talk about the series. You know, where to start, how crazy it is that it's out here. I'm here with my number one party member, Medi.
Hello.
And you know, I'm just gonna let them go off. There's a special mode in this game that lets you play as Bird. Actually, it's called Just Watching. We made it to GOG. We no longer need to be on these sketchy websites. Oh my god, Akashi.
Oh.
I'll do it. Oh my god, Akashi. Way to go. Way to go, boy.
Already avenged his father.
Yeah. Alright. So, the most common question I hear asked about the Rant series is what game to start with. And I've always told people to start with Sengoku Rants. But because, like, I do believe it does a good job of being an isolated thing. It explicitly doesn't number itself, which I think is very interesting. But then again...
Well, it puts its subtitle over the number. It's not like it doesn't number itself.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the bottom corner and on the cover of the game.
Mm-hmm. Its chronological order is like a background, and I consider it to be like sort of the second game of the unofficial reboot of the series that happened from when it went from 5D to 6. It looks like their plan didn't go through. It looks like they won't be appearing in Rance 10. The fact that Rance... Oh my god, Fuka, what are you doing over there? The fact that Rance 01 and 02 are actually available now does make a good argument for starting in chronological order. I think we'll really be there once we have access to 03. But I do think that Sengoku Rance is a distinct and unique gameplay experience that you don't really get anywhere else, and that experience is worth experiencing on its own. But there are also other games that Ubisoft made that are Sengoku Rance likes, such as Daibancho and Daiakuji. And are we gonna see the elimination of a faction? Ah, nah. Oh, they're pushing it. Five-year-old joining Masamune's army. I wonder if 9 will be ported over to GOG and etc. once it's out. I hope so. I hope that they don't have like this timed exclusivity thing. I imagine they might, because like the initial contract was signed with Manga Gamer, unless there was some renegotiations that happened.
Apparently there were some sort of negotiations because we explicitly didn't get a game. Steiner talked about not being able to get the DS
Toshinden. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be weird to release a 3DS game in the year 2022 without an eShop.
Yeah, it's fine. The people release Sega Saturn or Sega Dreamcast games every now and then. I think just having an official translation for those would be wild.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's officially dead, he says.
Yeah. And Iga has been eliminated.
Rip the ninjas, I guess.
Oh, just in time, too.
Oh, I was about to say this is the canon route of Sengoku, but I guess not.
What's going on tonight? I just want to answer questions about the, like, for anyone interested in the Rance series with my party member here, as well as just show this weird curiosity of an option in Sengoku Rance to just watch. It's wild that Mori is almost gone, and Ashikaga has been eliminated.
You know, you say it's wild that Mori is gone, but he's literally right next to the Demon Army.
Yeah.
Which does nothing but, like, stomp Swarm.
This is for you and Maddie. How did you guys learn about the Rance series? Well, I pushed it onto him.
You know, how did I learn about it? Flare.
Yeah. Like, we were going to...
He showed me the box art of Rance 10, and I didn't like any of the girls. That opinion changed pretty significantly.
Mm-hmm. My story was, there were some screenshots that would go around on, V for the longest time. Mainly the infamous The Diviner Girl Fell, screenshot. And eventually, upon finding out how much of a game was there, I decided to give it a shot myself. Since, hey, it's something in English. Visual novels were all the rage at the time. They released Katawa Shoujo, and that was a game to play.
Yeah, I was never expecting there to be so much gameplay when I first was it pitched. I expected it to play like a meet and fuck game. Oh, and
nope, they took Owari, so they're still in.
There are just some factions choosing not to fight.
Oh no! And the lad is gone!
And children are dead.
And the big man is gone! Is this gonna be a Monster Army sweep? Probably.
Yeah, I thought the gameplay would be the equivalent of a meet and fuck game. I didn't find that all that appealing at the time.
Yeah, no, like, me finding out that the Rance series was actually, like, this insanely ambitious series of JRPGs was wild. Been going on longer than, like, Final Fantasy.
The Tanuki is gone.
Mm.
I don't think it's longer than Final Fantasy.
If you count Little Princess, I believe it definitely does.
But isn't Little Princess a Bluesoft game?
Champion Soft?
Champion Soft?
Yeah, but like they are. That's a rebranding situation. I don't know if there's like a merger involved, like Square Soft to Square Enix. Monster Army putting in the work. Okay, let's not like pretend that this is work for them. And the muskets are gone.
No.
The boys are playing something big though.
Yeah, they're getting serious this time. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hey, way to go.
Oh no. They're at a standstill. Everyone's losing fights.
Yasu joined the Monster Army. He wants a W.
Alright. Takeda getting involved. Oh my god.
The Mikos are gone.
The
Hannies.
Holy Legion of Hannies, my goodness. They are creating the wall. Separating the good factions from the strong factions.
Alright. Hell yeah. Alright, the boys are playing something huge. This will take some effort.
Uh-oh.
Maida fought off the Monster Army.
Oh yeah, Maida made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hannies versus Monster Army Endgame. Toshin Toshi 3DS would have been a very interesting game to see come over here. Because there's definitely some novelty to, I'm playing an Alisoft game on my 3DS. Scott the Woz has to talk about this in his yearly review.
And it'll just remind me why I don't watch many Scott the Woz videos anymore. Oh my god.
I remember I would just once I figure out how to hack 3DS, it's surprisingly easy to do. One of the first things I did was I got Toshin Toshi 3DS on a 3DS, and I would just go to a convention with that as my Street Pass game and like freak people out.
I like that you're like, it freak people out. Like there's a person who checks and goes, "Whoa, what's this game?" And it's like,
well, I can't type in those letters. They're in Japanese.
I guess I passed someone with a Japanese 3DS at some point.
Yeah, you know, freak them out.
Oh my god.
AVG and Sengoku Rance episode will be real.
Guys, I don't think our hero's gonna pull out this time.
But were you expecting that to be the one that does it?
Oh my god.
Hara Shoji the best. As for let's see, what's Toshin Toshi? It is a more traditional RPG series from Alisoft that takes place in a far-off future version of Rance's continent. And it's about a, I believe, annual tournament where, The winner gets to win the Tenkaichi Budokai and also fuck the losers' wives. They actually get talked up a bit for like doing some good stuff with RPG tropes. I might do if I can figure out how to make streamer versions of them, I might give them a play sometime here. They also appeared in Shimonetta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
That's true. It's in the opening of every episode. Or you can't tell if it's just like a pocket-sized chest or a really big girl. Either way, she's stuck in a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
I probably know the answer. It's the fact that it's obviously like a pocket-sized chest, but like this is how they drew chests back then.
I mean, how often do you see a pocket-sized chest?
Maida
joined the demon army. Oh no. This is something I was considering doing during the Rance streams. I was considering replacing the bodyguard during the Xavier fight with Dark Maida.
That'd have been kind of funny.
Oh my god, the Hannies. Oh, boys losing ground. Hannies losing ground. Hara losing ground.
Ground keeps getting lost. Hara almost gone.
And Takuga has fallen. The monster army wonders how did they get here and why. Oh, the boys joined up with the Triforce. Or did they still say, oh my god, in my Rance universe? I forgot. Or do they say, oh my Alice? I don't... let me check. I have the script for the game where they're most likely to say something like that. Alright, I'm not saying oh my god. I see an oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Goodness.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Now I look at the Sengoku Rent script. I'll search again. Oh my. Let's see, speak of the devil. Just a lot of oh my. Let's see here. Rent 6. Messages. I'm not seeing any oh my god. Like oh my god. Oh god, now I need oh god. Oh god. My motor senses are tingling. New Nahara Cabbage will have my head.
Yeah.
Did I let an oh my god into Darkness Hero's script?
Depends on who it would come from, because if it's someone like Kentaro saying it, then that would make sense.
Wait. Let's see here. Alright, one seems to slip by. But who says it? Wait. Alright. Interesting, interesting. No, Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so here's what I think happened. There is an oh my god, but it is a holdover from the Takajun translation.
Okay.
So it's a legacy oh my god that will need to be changed. A question for Flair: why is Rance 5D like that? Tada works in mysterious ways. He thinks it's kind of neat. Because it's such a short game.
It was made by like 3 people.
I think the weird thing is that they like had like 4 attempts at it, and that's the one they were like, yeah, this is the one. Did Takajun know about the Rance lore? No, he explicitly did not. He thought that this was like a one game entry, and this is a one game thing. He ignored the fact that it said Rance 7 at the bottom of the screen at all times, I guess.
I mean, what if that's just a funny inside joke? An untranslatable Japanese idiom, as they say.
It's a reference to Final Fantasy VII because they said 7.
It's kind of like how Persona 3 is the first one.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Rance 5A through 5C existed. I hope that comes out at some point. But, like, I don't think anyone can, like, directly ask for it. Such a good
I will
addition.
directly ask for it.
You know, Tada is on Twitter. We could just yell, like, how many retweets for...
How many retweets to drop all the files and information on Rance A through C?
What's at the lowest level of the Rance lore iceberg? Let's see here.
I mean, like, half the population of Rance 02 deserves to be at least 4 stages down.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all telling me you remember Pee-Pee? Because I don't believe you. Anyone from Keithtum or Custom, however you want to say it, that has no funny hair color, I don't believe that you remember them.
Let's see here.
Anyone remember Nay Oolong?
Okay.
Oolong?
Alright, I think I've... Let me pull...
Is she on the get a sprite list?
I don't think so.
I can't believe you would leave out this level 1 thief like that.
This one isn't, this one is not my iceberg. Because I did make my own version of a, Rance series iceberg. This one is not that one. Let me take a look at it. Alright, so Bacteria 88 was a they are credited with working on some Alsoft game, and there was a YouTube channel under the same name, but we couldn't find any connection between the two. We don't know who Bacteria 88 is. And the other thing at the bottom of the iceberg is Francesca, who is a recurring gag for generic characters to scream out the name of as they are being killed, to be like a mysterious lover for...
They also appear in Abert's boss fight for some reason.
Yeah, the actual Francesca appears in Aber Safety's boss fight in Rance 6, where she
Who is assumedly a fiend as well.
An apostle.
Apostle.
Yeah, there is this apostle heartbreaker somewhere on the continent. And, like, being an apostle, we gotta assume that she's pretty strong, right?
Her being there is fucking weird because no one addresses it. No one even points it out. Rance doesn't even look at her. And she's the most dangerous person in that fight, next to Annie's.
Yeah. So, we know that Francesca is, like... She's got to be stronger than Abert, who's a fresh fiend. So, she's a big deal for someone who doesn't even have a portrait. But she does have official art for her. It just wasn't used in anything. Rance Castlevania Extended Universe, that's in reference to Little Princess, where Ogawa Kentaro looks at Archfiend Guy and is like, Dracula kidnapped my girlfriend, and if you are a boy and you get bitten by a Dracula, you turn into Dracula. If you're a girl and you get bitten by a Dracula, you turn into Little Princess. Let's do that over. There we go. Aspira's Shoulder Quantum Space is a reference to a weird anatomy thing that's happening with her portrait, one of her portraits in Rance 6. Squidman Kalar is a reference to one of the alternate endings of Rance 10, and it's foreshadowed in Rance 9, in which all of the new protagonist race becomes Squidmen, and Kalars, who always take the form of the current dominant protagonist species, turn into Squidman Kalars. Monster Home Baseball League, that's a reference to Silky Little Raisin, who holds baseball tournaments. It may have started all the way back in Nicesa's era, though. We know that he was into sports.
His favorite sport was chest kicking.
Yeah.
As he would go around putting his boot through people.
I should probably move up a bit. Happiness Pharmaceuticals Incident, that is the storyline for Rance 4.1, and it's Rance 4.1, Let's Save the Medicine Plant. They had involvement with one of the 4 Holy Galmons to produce a miracle drug. They also produce Seirugan, or the good medicine seen in Sengoku Rance. Let's see, this iceberg is nice, but some of the entries are unexplainable, which sucks, and mainly because I like mine more with a tiny bit of bias. It's way better than the first Rance iceberg, though. DM that to me. I can throw that up after this one. Shingen is dead. We do know that... We kind of know that there's supposed to be a Takeda Shingen because Horikoro Nami in Rance 1, and this is carried on over to Rance 01, is said to be Takeda's Shingen's sister. But when we get to Sengoku Rance, there's no... never was a Shingen, seemingly. But Nami, who had the chance to be retconned into not being related to Shingen, still is for some reason.
It's actually a weird situation where I don't think they ever mentioned Takeda or Shingen by name, but they mention she mentions being having a brother in Japan who looks like Rance, and Takeda Shingen in the original draft for Sengoku Rance looked like Rance and was supposed to be your Oda.
Yeah. The original draft for Sengoku Rance being a more traditional RPG, I imagine you reusing a lot of assets from and gameplay styles from Rance 6. Lizas Ryoku, presumably a reference to the X Rebellion. Patent Body Double, like this is a plot point for Rance 9. He's a baker. L Church Global Control. This is their role on the continent. You can find out more about that in Rance Quest Magnum. Secret Bread Thief. There is a funny maid that appears in several Rance games, and her gimmick is she steals bread. She has done nothing but steal bread for her 3 appearances in the series.
Yeah, like when Rance gets the X-ray glasses and quests and looks at her, and it just has floating bread around her.
Mail Delivery Girl was an apostle. This is in reference to Apostle Aurora, the Apostle of Sieg. Rance 5A through 5C, these are mystery entries in the Rance series that are shown in the opening for Rance 6, I believe. If not the opening, it was like some special video. But they're considered to be like entries in the series despite no one actually having been able to play them. We know that at least one of those entries was going to involve the character we now know as Rocky, and another one involved one of the Holy Gal monsters. Zakalite is a devil summoned by Princess Magic, the Gandhi of Zath. What's up with that? I wasn't there at the time.
Don't worry, it's a different timeline.
Oh yeah, you're right. Rance Quest.
Actually, I think isn't Zakalite make an appearance in 10?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it serves a similar role because 10 is just Brutal King again.
In a lot of senses, yeah. Haniwa equals dragons. I believe early Haniwa appeared during the Age of the Dragons, but I actually don't know that one. KL era, I believe, is in reference to the era of a hypothetical era for Archfiend Cabalus. Because Archfiend Cabalus is consistently a bad end with a potential jokey post-ending, there's no significant events that happened during the KL era. I am curious what that would have looked like, but ultimately Cabalus is just a big bully of a character. It would probably be... Honestly, it would probably be short-lived. I don't know. Cabalus might have the ability to universe brain things like Geo, where...
I mean, he watched Geo operate.
He did watch Geo operate. But when we do see him, see Archie and Cabalus, he does just go straight on the offensive, and that seems like him on a bit of a power trip. There's a good chance he just power trips early on and just triggers the hero, like, shortly into his reign.
I mean, what's that? I mean, he wouldn't make the deal, but assuming that he makes the same deal that Geel got, where he becomes immortal. I don't think Planner accounted for someone who upgrades themselves like Cableless does for that.
Yeah. If he has a chance to make that deal, I think we're fucked, because that is a infinitely growing super monster. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Demon King Cableless, yeah.
It's like when you equip Yuzu with the bee emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate loss. Like, he drops down to like 10% power. But he also spent the last fucking 1,000 plus couple years growing.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that Cableless is going to try to reclaim his power. Dude is a time bomb, if nothing else. The Jill faction is this. There are two factions in the Monster Realm right now: the Hornet faction and the Cableless faction. But operating in the shadows as just one dude, really, is Nos, who hates both factions and is just manipulating the Hornet faction to achieve his own goals of resurrecting Geel. So that's that one. Chorus 0024. I believe that is the true name of Coda, or Cola, the hero's guide.
Where are you reading this stuff?
I posted it.
Okay, because I'm just double checking because I'm just having trouble finding some of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Because like white on white in some places.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving down to the King Dragon, the KD layer. The Ignon family. Okay. I think I studied this one. The thing with this one is, as mentioned before, there are just things that we don't know about. The Ignon family is Stessel's true name. So, we'll probably find out more about that in 9. Code Passantide in Rance 10. He isn't there. He isn't fucking there.
Yeah, it is a little weird, because Code should have been in that game, but it's just theorized based on his general design and, like, his sort of mannerisms that Code is just Aber.
Yeah.
Like, in the new timeline.
He could have been in there. He
could have been, but honestly, I'm fine with him just being Aber.
Yeah. The Yod Super Bible is a Bible describing the series' one true religion of Ludoism that appears in Rance 4.1. It's curious that this Bible exists, because other religions are looked down upon by the AL Church and, like, their spread is prevented. But a random hotel having, like, this religion of Ludoism is interesting. I can only imagine the commandments of Ludoism are these wild, like, chaotic things.
I don't know if they'd be chaotic, because, like, Ludo is all about entertainment, so it'd probably be something that would be hard to achieve, but not impossible, because it's not like... You don't get really, like, a chuckle if you set up something that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The humor comes from when you set up a set of rules, and in forcing themselves to fulfill those rules, they do something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm sure that whatever it is, it would make drama regardless. The planner scenario. This is the rules of the continent balanced for over thousands of years through patches from the AL Church. Way to go, guys. The female warrior shell theory. The female warrior had a shell choker, and Rance has an obsession with the shells. With the female warrior being Rance's mother figure of sorts, there's the assumption that he got it from her. Syl's parents are assholes. They told her that she was going to a nice school and wound up selling her into slavery. They were supposed to appear in both Rance 6 and Rance 10, but they got cut both times. I'm sure there would be a wacky sitcom moment that ends with Rance maybe killing Syl's parents.
Yeah, probably.
Buhard Underground Empire. Don't recognize that one. It might be in reference to that Satomi Empire with the level 84 doggy, but I'm not sure. I don't know about Miracle's laxative stash either. Tranquil Nirvana is a joke mode for the heroic Lady Scudo that would be capable of killing the 3 supreme gods. It's sort of a red herring for where the series would go. Because, like, you expect, oh man, wait until we see Tranquil Nirvana Arios or whatever the hero would be. But it ultimately doesn't come into play in the series.
Well, yeah, because isn't that when humanity drops to literally single digits?
Yeah. It could be fun to, like, workshop what the hero's ideal party would be if you had to take the entire, like, population of the continent and reduce it to, like, single-digit people. Also, I don't know if Calars and stuff count towards that soul count.
Probably not, because I don't think Calars have souls.
Yeah.
Because Calars don't become afterlife fodder like everyone else. They explicitly either become devils or angels.
Yeah. Let's see here. Rance 6 fan translation hoax. When the Rance series was still being translated. Oh man, my notes for this are old. Rance 6 translation is often teased by Maria, only to be delayed as she translated every game before 6. This led to the eventual making of the Manga Gamer deal where we are right now. Rance 10 Part 3. A rumored third act which would have dealt with the 3 supreme gods. Or the Devil King Rathom. We have actually a hint at what the third act would be because of Tada himself posting about his drop plans for 10 on his blog. And it would have just been like this wacky time travel, like fan service mode.
Oh, thank God they cut that then.
Yeah, it was just going to be like fan service to get have a bunch of dead characters show up. You would have gotten to interact with all the previous Demon Kings. Nobunaga would be there. What we got instead was a challenge mode for 10, which just had like some of the battles that were planned for that mode, but not all of them, because of course there are some characters that just don't show up. I believe he has some of the plans for that, like specific events listed there. G. Paternity theory. A lot of fiends compare Rance to Archfiend Guy, and Rance's parents are unknown. It's a vague explanation for Rance's glitch power, but even Hornet has a level cap. I don't buy it. Lolicon route is canon. There is a scene in 10 that is unfortunate. Potov body double. it's technically Patton. That's the Patton body double mentioned in the first layer. The one-armed knight is Bird. There are two characters we know with one arm in the Rance series, Bird and Rick. And it's more ironic for it to be Bird that is the one-armed knight that took Rance to his, village as a child.
Wait, Rick is one-armed?
At the end of 10, he is.
Okay, yeah. So, wait. The one-armed knight, isn't that the lady knight?
No.
Wasn't she?
No. She, I think she had one eye.
Are you sure that she only had one eye?
She had both arms, to my knowledge. Because
if it's the person who took Rance to his village.
Yeah, no. The one-armed... Even if it was the same person, the one-armed knight is a separate person from the female warrior. Because the female warrior winds up finding Rance for the first time after he's exiled from the village.
Okay, does she... Wait, she ends up finding him or ends up getting to know him?
Ends up finding him. Either way, the one-armed knight is a distinct person from the female warrior. Female warrior we know is a female warrior. One-armed knight we just see like a Fire Emblem Black Knight kind of guy. Covered up face and all. The covered up face does lead some credence to it being Rick, though.
I mean, probably just a guy.
Yeah, probably just a guy, though.
This seems like a Josuke savior type of deal. I don't want any fucking time traveling bullshit.
Yeah. Harumaki ego is Abel. A common theory that states that Abel was punished for sucking ass by being turned into Harumaki, Leah's pet. If Abel spent thousands of years before Leah's birth being this little scrunko, this little baby, that's kind of funny. The Chaos Archfiend plot hole. I'm not entirely sure about this one. What I think it is Chaos went to the bottom of this super dangerous dungeon to make his wish. And if he was turned into the Chaos we know him as today, a sword, then and there, and was just left on the floor where he stood, no one would be using him. Because if you got down there to where he was, you would have been able to make another wish. before you saw Chaos, presumably.
Wouldn't it be implied that he was brought out by the other adventurers there?
No, because the other adventurers, I believe, either perished or left after getting British. And I guess Horaga, but Horaga just didn't want to do anything, so I imagine he just left them behind. And Lady, I guess she could have brought him out. So yeah, I don't know what the Chaos Heartstring plot hole is anymore. Rance 04.
Maybe that's in reference to a misunderstanding of the fact that the hero system exists, because why would Chaos... Because the Chaos Archfiend plot hole might be that I'm a weapon designed to kill Archfiends, but why did Archfiends exist as they did? And so, someone doesn't understand why a weapon was made to kill something after it was made, if it was supposed to be a solid system, when the reality is Escudo was made. It actually probably should be the Escudo Archfiend plot hole, because isn't Escudo not a thing until after Sulul?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Rance 04. Game hinted at the end of Rance 03, but as of right now, it doesn't exist. The team that made the O games went on to make Dona Dona.
Can I make one request?
Yeah.
Can we please get out of this turn order music?
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Alright, there we go. Okay, I'll put some other thing in the background. That's copyrighted. That's okay. Sengoku World would be a good one. Okay, that's a bit loud. You're coming on a bit strong, Sengoku World. Alright. It was now created at the same time when Sewell made a request for the invincibility field in the new lore. Where is that new lore?
That'd be nice to have.
Yeah.
Unless it's just a translation of an X thing.
Okay, that's it's an X thing. Alright.
Well, we'll see how that holds up when X is actually translated.
Yep. Rance's last name. He says it's Super King on his taxes. I've also seen Clear, and I've seen Khan, but Rance says he doesn't need a last name. The Haniwa Central Bank, presumably about golden hannies being the source of all gold.
That's true. They also don't have a consciousness or a soul. They just exist to be broken and scattered. I think even Haniwas don't consider golden Haniwas alive.
Sieg never died.
Well, that one's just wrong.
Yeah. Sieg was... There is data for Sieg in Rance 10, but it's ultimately unused, and unused data doesn't mean much in terms of canon.
Yeah. But I do understand the mindset of that. That's the... He is still alive within the Blood Soul.
Yeah.
Because Aber was so fresh out the womb that he didn't really do too much. That it's not impossible to assume that when he was defeated, that Sieg's remnants in the Blood Soul might have remained. Yeah. But we also have no evidence to suggest otherwise. And honestly, we should just give a Blood Soul to Gigai and see what happens.
I think it would actually cripple him.
It would make him harder to kill.
But, like, then when he dies, does he just, like, produce a Blood Soul instead of, like, exploding into ashes?
I mean, it either cripples him or makes him literally unkillable.
I don't want to take that risk. I like him the way I like him / her the way they are.
That's fine. We just gotta get convince someone to go to ask Planner to become a pair of magic demon killing knuckle dusters.
Like, explicitly, I want to be a weapon.
I want to be a weapon.
Chaos is so hyped. Big fan. Gods can still erase. There is a god of destruction, but we don't know too much about how that works.
Yeah, gods can still erase. Sure. I understand. We're talking, though, the Demon King Gigai with Escudo at 0.3 humans remaining. Damn, actually, man, Gigai really throws a wrench in that plan. I guess he does, unless he doesn't count. Because he keeps that number at least always at 1.
Well, if Gigai's species was a monster, I don't think their soul counts.
I guess that's fair.
Rance as a recurring archetype. In reference, I read this as pointing out similarities between Rance's character as well as several other characters that Rance is often compared to, like Naofumi from Rising of the Shield Hero, Kazuma from Konosuba, and in the past, Lena Inverse from Slayers. Rance is any atypical fantasy protagonist that possesses a lot of power and determination, but a much different set of morals from the more heroic people in their universe and are driven by, like, selfish needs.
That, or I can just see it as the fact that there are 3 heroes in the Rance series.
Yeah. But, like, I don't consider them to be copies of him.
I don't know, I see Kentaro as, like, happy, good boy Rance. Even though Kentaro predates Rance, so I guess Rance is actually a bastard, mean version Kentaro.
I consider that to be, like, foils. And is that the same thing as an archetype? Character archetype?
Not really.
I hate Healer Man. We must be mad at Healer Person.
I mean, listen, we'll talk about it when it ever actually gets good at writing. And doesn't coast its entire sales and career off the fact that it is a little bit shocking.
Let's see here. Heteropa is real. Heteropa is a cockatrice dish in the Rance series, so...
Isn't it Rance's favorite food?
It is Rance's favorite food, and there is
but only when Syl prepares it.
Mm-hmm. And there is a Dojin game where you run a restaurant in the Rance world.
I'm just imagining the fucking pumpkin, but it's Rance. No, I don't want that.
Didn't Tofu try to make Heteropa? Tofu tried to make a fan translation for it.
Is that still in translation hell?
Prior to being put on indefinite hiatus, it was 38.83% translated. I was very happy those 2 years ago when it was being translated, almost 3 years at this point, because it let new people to the series in a post-Mongamer translation world, get the real Rance experience of looking at a fan translation number and maybe not believing it. Hulis Arcee. Arcee is one of Berksham's apostles, and she has pigtails underneath her hood. The channel died on Saiyan Day 2020 when AGL Bardock was released. Hunty's true age. It's over 5,000! That's what we know. We don't have an exact number to my knowledge. Archfiend Booten is the hypothetical Archfiend after Rance and Cabless, or as an alternative to Rance and Cabless.
She's hot.
She's hot. Want to use her for something. If you want to run your own Rance tabletop thing, she's right there and free.
It's true, because there'd be no designated hero for her or anything.
No designated hero. You can have as little or as much of the existing cast as you want. Let's see here. Berksham died purposefully. On purpose. Dude could see the future. He had no reason to get sneak attacked by Nos. If he could see the future, why didn't they see us coming?
Wait, didn't Berksham die via drowning?
He's apparently survived that encounter.
Okay.
But he did get sneak attacked by Nos. Gold Kalar crystals. I don't know this one. Rance 10 Mansion commentary. I don't know this one. Rudosum, weird translation of Little Rathome, and I believe that's what we might be using right now. Mail delivery girl is Sieg. At any point, technically, maybe, it's a joke on Sieg's ability to shapeshift. Rance 10 4th Idol. The idols required for Kichiko Rance's creator route are present in Rance 10, but it's impossible to collect them all. Presumably, collecting all 4 would have allowed you to enter Part 3, or some alternative route. Here's 3 that I don't recognize. I don't know the Kurpiston Dead Hand. I don't know who Rose is talking about, because there's like 2 different Roses in the series. And Archfiend Tauros, I don't know, but I am going to take this moment to say that there is another unused Archfiend besides Butin, and arguably is kind of the first Archfiend in the series in a weird way. Let me let's get a round of applause for Archfiend Milord Ring.
Oh yeah.
This is wild to me. Level Shop's boyfriend battle portrait in the PC-88 version of Rance 1, and the battle portrait PC-88 version. I guess because he doesn't have an actual name, just being Level Shop's boyfriend and Level Shop's ex-boyfriend. It could be Tauros. I might use.
I would assume the rose is likely in reference to the Chrostopian.
That is another rose it could be. But I don't know the significance. Is that connected to the dead
Rose's
hand?
name and occupation, likely like both his brothers, is shared with one of the 3 playable characters of the infamous Kusoge Trio the Punch Never Forget Me.
What?
Trio the Punch Never Forget Me.
Well, I guess we need to, like, find Ayumu to explain that to us.
Kusoge is... In his case, Rose Sub the Swordsman was likely the namesake Rose of the Swordsman, despite not actually using the sword. In early versions, the Koropus brothers appear in Alice in Kirinoland as single-player characters available as a free download off the Alicesoft website. The Alicesoft game Toshinden 3, an image of the brothers has changed in appearance, though the protagonist's niche regard, while he is afflicted with laughing status. Okay, so when your character is laughing, he thinks of these 3.
Ah.
I'm going to assume it has to be this guy, because this is the only rose here with any real depth to him, versus the devil fucker, who is Rose, because she has a little accent over her E.
You're right. KD equals Camilla Dark. No, it stands for King Dragon. Continental Gravity Loop. Shown off in Sengoku Rance, falling off the continent will make you loop back to the top of the world in a random location, where you will presumably die by fall damage unless you have, like, Feather Fall prepared. Like Shizuka does. Very lucky for her that she landed in Nippon instead of, like, the monster realm. The Maso Sozo CG is a very obscure image of Shizuka's father from the PC-88 version of Rance 2. The PC-88 versions of Rance games have a lot of weird unused content, like the previously shown Archfiend Lord Ring. Imagine she landed in Caveless Castle. She could walk away.
Finally, a woman for me.
All right. At this point, my ability to.
Oh yeah.
At this point, a lot of these just seem like made up stuff. Daitoku is a prequel. There is a Rance in Daitoku, and a more primitive-ish version of the Hanny King, who has space travel like everyone else. It doesn't really check out though, because of. I mean, I guess you could just be like, oh yeah, all the technology went gone, but like it'd be hard for something like Ludo to.
I mean, you could just maybe more so the Rance surrogate, who I think is Genghis Khan, right?
Yeah.
He got isekai'd, and that explains why Rance is a glitch.
Could be that, but
especially if, like, for some reason, horse cell made Sill somehow, and they're just fated to be together, and that also explains why Sill turned into a funny little cow with Pink, because she was always meant to be a horse. I don't want to think about this anymore.
If I had a nickel for every time Sill turned into a pony, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but isn't it crazy that happened twice?
Well, she turned into a horse once, and then she turned into a cow.
Yeah. Eventually,
so you'd have 1 nickel. Shut the fuck up.
No, I have 2. She turns into a cow in like a little pony cow in 6 as well.
Does she?
Yeah. Don't you remember?
Are you talking about the stable cleaning scene?
I might be talking about that scene, yeah.
Okay. I guess if you want to.
Eventical PU hypothesis. Eventical world has a lot in common with Rance's world, with shared monsters and a similar origin, but much different kind of god, who's much more directly involved and judgmental.
Wait, what's PU mean?
Parallel universes.
I mean, yeah, it is a parallel universe.
Yeah. Toshinden MM causality paradox, don't know this one. Leah's psychic imprinting, don't know this one. Ogre bone use cases. Pluppet need them for a reason in Sengoku Rance, and that reason is completely unknown.
Well, they're the nice hot commodity.
And this entry is saying that they do have a use case, we just don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's crypto.
Seishin Soul Shape. I don't know what that's referring to. Do you think Ludo and QD are friends?
No. Because QD is too many rings lower than Ludo.
I mean...
Because remember, at the end of Eventical, she explicitly says that she wants to kill Planner. Like, Planner. Meaning that she's probably on KD's level.
Yeah.
I think she honestly could do whatever the fuck she wants. She is an original dragon. And she also seems like, through her own will, managed to avoid getting nerfed.
Also, she just, like, kicks down the door and enters Rance 10, apparently, by rigging a popularity poll that happened in our universe.
She's great. Like, her appearance and... Like, she just flies a fucking UFO and just doesn't fucking... It just happens sometimes in Medical 2. Cutie might be up there as one of the strongest beings in the Alisoft collective universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her, she's great. This has nothing to do with the fact that she answered my question, making her, at least at one point, 25,000 feet tall.
She also answered my question. And I just was like, how is Catherine doing? She's my favorite.
The two types of questions.
And rotating back around to when I was going up the iceberg instead of down it, as you're supposed to. The Rance Castlevania Extended Universe is a joke on Kentaro's famous clash with Dracula. Alright. And now there's a second Rance iceberg that was sent to me by chat. Bum. Ba-bum. It's a bit harder to read. How is Darkness Hero Rance above Sengoku Rance? But, Faded Woman. This is made by Sebastian Diaz in the chat right now. So maybe they can answer anything that I don't immediately recognize. So, Faded Woman is a concept in the Rance series of there being the red string of fate connecting Rance to not one, but 11 girls. There's one on...
Well, I mean, he has, I think he has 20, doesn't he? One for each...
Yeah, 20. 20 something.
Yeah, and like the idea is that for most people, they have one from their ring finger to another person's ring finger, where he has one for each finger and toe.
Mm-hmm. While we know like 11 or 12 of them, we actually don't know all of them, so if there's any Rance girl that you want to be fated that isn't explicitly confirmed, for example, Kenshin, you can just headcanon that. No one's gonna judge you.
I mean, I would judge you if you thought Kenshin wasn't a fated woman at this point. Literally, she is the most fated woman of the fucking game, and somehow Roku's the actual fated woman. And there are 3 fated women, I think, in Sengoku.
Yeah.
Roku,
Senhime,
Mori,
and
Senhime.
Mm-hmm. Kenshin,
but not Kenshin somehow.
Yeah, Kenshin managing to appear in 9, despite not having any build-up and just appearing in an epilogue, makes her like the only character from Sengoku to appear in all subsequent games.
I think she's a fated woman. I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
She's just the only one who didn't get a baby put in her.
Sad. Fiend is the current translation we use for Demon or Dark Lord.
Which resulted in a lot of name shit discussion.
Yep. Sengoku Rance is the game that I'm currently streaming, apparently.
Yeah, we certainly have been waiting for the eyeball to attack.
Yeah. Darkness Hero Rance is a mod made by Tofu Guy, later produced by me, that was originally intended to remake Brutal King or Kichiko Rance in Sengoku Rance's engine. But the addition of multiplayer caused the game to shift focus. I believe at some point Tofu Guy said that the intention was to have a showcase of Rance's world and gameplay that you could just show to like normal people. Good stuff. Slash Haniho, formerly known as the much more controversial Hani R, is the 4chan general, video games general thread for the Rance / Alisoft series. Ludo started doing his translation project there, bringing on Maria and a lot of other people on board. It is one of the slower generals, I'd say. Rance 01 OVA, animated by Pink Pineapple. It adapts Rance 01 into an anime format. I think it's a good way to see if you vibe with Rance's humor and actions, but
It's a good way to test the water. I definitely would prefer playing the game now that I have experienced 01,
yeah,
because it doesn't get across the exact like feeling of 01.
yeah, you definitely should play 01, but if you want to do something before actually playing the games to see if it's right for you, maybe check it out if you're okay with that. Broski is a now famous scene from Sengoku Rance's Manga Gamer translation, where Nobunaga asks Ko to call him Broski. In the original, I guess not the original Japanese, in the Takajin translation, it was the much more awkward Anchan, which is still quirky, but not as funny as Broski.
Well, Broski has like an entire like culture tied to it,
Yeah.
so it's just a funny term in general.
Yeah. Let's see here. At AlSoftEN is the official Alsoft English Twitter, run by Standstill, who is both in my Honeycult Discord as well as a former regular on /Hanyho. And that leaves Useless Ninja, which is a common joke about Kento Konami, the ever popular tsundere loser ninja. Sebastian Diaz saying the confirmed Beta girls are Konami, Sil, Leah, Magic, Miracle, Sheila, Felis.
I know it's weird to
Mizuroku.
say. Is Sil a confirmed fated girl?
Yeah, because she goes to the calculator cube and gets a special weapon there.
Okay, I didn't remember her actually going into the calculator cube. That could just be on me, though.
Felis, Isoroku, Senhime, Pastel, and Shizuka. The fact that Felis and Pastel are there, I think, is very interesting, because it means that there's a chance that like your fated girl could just be on another fucking plane of existence.
Well, actually, are they I mean, those are two people that he has kids with.
Yeah.
Is that immediately make them a fated girl?
It is confirmed.
Okay.
Anyone who hasn't already been to the calculator cube gets to go there in 10.
Okay, so
And,
we have all 11 of these people with calculator cubes.
Yeah. Also, Moriteru and Tilde as well.
Yeah. Terror Tilde.
I believe all the ones that are in 9.
Like clearly, all the ones that have kids in part 2, they all fall into the fated girl realm.
Yeah. Going down the tier from Bird to Rance, Little Princess and Little Vampire are the prequels to the Rance series. They star Kentaro. One is a text adventure and the other is like a select adventure, I guess is the word. I streamed Little Vampire, and it was a time. Demon, another term for fiend, by Haruka. When the deal with Manga Gamer to translate Alsoft titles was initially made, the first one they translated was not a much awaited Rance game, but rather the more controversial pick of Beat Blade's Haruka. It was said to be one of the more erotic Alsoft titles, and like some people were excited for that, but a lot of the people in like Alsoft/Rance in general aren't really there for the erotic aspect, though that certainly is like a bonus for some people. But having to buy Haruka as a like hostage isn't a very good feeling. I don't like when game companies like say that the series is on the line with this title. But hey, it wound up working out. Arunaru, controversial translator. He is one of the people who caused a lot of name change controversies in the past, and is blamed for the current Fiend translation. He was originally going to translate 10, which worried a lot of people, but he was translating too fast and wanted to be paid more for his services. But translating isn't really... It's not balanced for a full-time job. Like, it's something that a lot of people do on the side of something else. What it seems like. So, he was denied more pay, and now Steiner is translating Rance 10. God help his soul.
Hey, don't worry. He still has 10 days to get the script done.
You're right. He did say it would be done by the end of the year. Syl was a scam is a reference to a spell of slavery that was put on Syl when she was sold to Rance. That spell was actually wearing off. So the idea was he would buy a slave who would immediately be able to run away and do whatever she wanted. But she didn't. And Rance never caught on. He probably still thinks she's under that spell.
Defective fucking spell. Come on, guy.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out.
Listen, he's thick. Kichiko Rance spy in menu. Sometimes when launching Kichiko Rance, an option in the menu called spy will be there. Is this spy option is another look at the Alice Mansion told from the perspective of someone who was just spying on the other Alicesoft employees. Doing this will also put the spy girl in Rance's harem when you start a playthrough, I believe. The spell wore off as soon as the purchase was made, and that was confirmed in the new canon 03. There you go. References in the 01 OVA. There's quite a few notable ones.
Tomato!
Tomato does appear in the crowd shot at the Coliseum.
What the fuck is she doing there? That's like a long ways from home, because she's not in custom. No, I guess custom hasn't been, like, crushed underneath giant rock yet. Or maybe it has, I'm actually not sure.
Either way, she's there. Another Easter egg that I like is in a scene where Rance is electrocuted for attempting to shoplift. He turns into a bunch of staff drawings of Rance. I think that's a fun thing they do. Oh boy. Ludo Rathome is either referring to the creator god of the series, but I think that in this case is referring to the man we now know as Steiner, who was the initial big translator guy for the series, who I don't believe actually has any releases in the Rance series of his own, which is quite funny. But he used to have a site called Ludo's Hut, where he would translate a lot of lore posts on Alsace blog. If anyone is the Rance lore master, it would be Steiner/Ludo. Quest when? Quest happened. I made uploads when Quest happened.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. You can play it. But
buy it now.
Yeah, you can buy it on GOG. If you watch my Sengoku stream, you technically know what happened immediately before, but Quest is definitely a game that benefits from you having played more games in the series than just Sengoku. It's a big old, like, look at all the characters coming back. Not for the finale, just for a time. Manko Grabber is a derogatory nickname for manga gamer. Manko being a pussy, and Grabber grabbed a pussy. Quest 1 is a reference to the long release date of Quest, which was 10 years. Yeah, it was awaited for a long time. Rance Sabaku no Guardian, or Rance the Desert Guardian, was the first OVA for the Rance series. I believe it is actually set in either the light novel or like drama CD universe, because there of some design similarities as well as similar people behind the art. Have you seen like light novel Rance? It's a trip. Hold on, I gotta get I gotta get this image. There we go. All right. The statement remains true from the moment I said it on Twitter.com. I want people to draw these lesbians.
Understood.
All right, moving right along. Rance's Past, I believe was included in a bonus disc for Rance 6 because that's where the art of like the backstory characters like the female warrior and one-armed knight are included. Rance was brought to a village, I believe covered in blood, by a one-armed knight, was taken in by the mayor, and raised to be a slave until eventually one of the mayor's daughters wanted to have sex with the slave boy, and then after she was done, she was like shaken and like nicer to Rance, and then Rance was like, "Oh, that felt good, and she's nicer to me now. I'm just gonna keep doing that." And so he did, and got kicked out of the village. And then he met the female warrior, who was not easily had sex with, and she's like, "I'm gonna teach you everything I know, including how to talk to women. So I guess blame her." She had a big impact on him. Let's see here. DHR Easter eggs. Entering in certain custom names for custom characters will result in special Easter egg characters, like Medi.
What are you talking about?
Well, you paid for like some of those Easter egg sprites, right? Or was it just me? It might have just been me.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the cameo characters, I think that was just you.
Yeah. I'm gonna get more cameo characters this June. I like to get those that month. Iron Man Challenge is a challenge for a lot of games, but it can be applied to a lot of Rance games, because Rance games typically have these massive casts of characters, where like part of the idea is is changing them out. Sengoku Rance being the most common, but I could imagine putting together an Iron Man run for Quest wouldn't be too out of the question. I want to see someone do the Rance Quest Nuzlocke. I might do the Rance Quest Nuzlocke. Also under challenge runs is the Sill run for Sengoku, where you attempt to clear the game before Sill is frozen. We kind of did that. Right? Sill became unfrozen the turn before the game was over. I think she's fine. The game actually doesn't, consider the possibility it still won't be frozen, so even if you do speedrun the game, so that way you can immediately conquer the demon army and confront them on the bridge before Sill is frozen. She won't appear in any scenes, and she will be frozen at the epilogue. Demon King route is present in Sengoku Rance, Kichigo Rance, and that's it really. In Sengoku Rance, the Demon King route is if you fail to find Miki, she will embrace being the Demon King and take over the monster army. This run is now tracked in the new version of the Clear Games report, but originally was not tracked, and you just got a big old middle finger for trying. The way they make the Demon King route scary in Sengoku actually isn't all that hard to deal with. Because you aren't affected by, if you still have access to the if you didn't get the event that took away your battle permits, you can bust those out again. If you already conquered most of the map prior to the monster army showing up, you can just finish them off and it still counts. And what actually makes the monster army scary is just a handful of units. They will start deploying Xavier, and they can deploy Archfiend Miki, who is impossible to deal with, but at the same time, some strategies such as just putting up a freaking guard Shikigami still works. Even if you can't hurt her, if you just stall her out for turns, because she doesn't have an AoE, she just has a single target move, you can do a combination of guard Shikigamis and initial guard rating to overcome that. And the other thing you need to worry about for that route is several new monster commanders who don't have a battle sprite, which is kind of funny, that give the enemy army full buffs. But if you can avoid those, then way to go. You did it. It's an interesting challenge, but not that interesting. The Takeda Blitz is a challenge that is a event in Sengoku where the 4 Takeda generals attack you one after another. You need to beat them in order to if you beat the Demon King route, Kentaro says you cheated. The Kichigo Rance version of the Demon King route is Rance becoming the Demon King, by the way. Takeda Blitz, you defend against the 4 Takeda generals in a row. If you complete that, then you have access to a event where you pose as Takeda Shingen, which puts the Takeda generals in the Ronin pool instead of having them throw their bodies at Rance to die. If you can only do that on a second playthrough onwards, and if you manage to get all 4 Takeda generals in a single run, then you get to get the Takeda army bonus, which is very overpowered. Okay. Almost done with the KD layer. Hanny Cult. In Rance 03, as well as several other Alisoft games, the Hannies run a cult. I know that the Hanny Cult also appears in Daibancho, and I believe Daitakoku as well. It's a recurring thing. Kind of weird. Keikoku and True Route. Keikoku is the cause problems on purpose immortal merwoman that appears in all of Sengoku Rance's side routes. She was originally going to appear in, I believe, 10, and also a secondary 12 Nights for Miracle. Handy Cult is in reference to, like, my Discord server? So hard to find. It's linked on the Darkness Hero page, but sure. Keikoku causes problems on purpose, but does not appear in the True Route, so...
Yeah, I believe that's one thing that Tada said that he regretted.
Huh.
Is that actually giving her a full route?
A full route for her would have been interesting.
Or at least something where she actually appears in canon, because she apparently is... she is offhandedly mentioned once in Quest, and that's it.
Escudo power levels. Escudo scales in power based off of how many dead souls there are, or how many souls are left on the continent. Because there is a soul cap for the continent, I believe.
It's like the spirit sword if it worked on depression.
Gunagun is a recurring Alisoft super boss who just spams big ol' laser beams. We beat him on stream. There is a soul cap, yeah. Tsuchinoko's mod. Tsuchinoko is like one of the 3 other Rance modders besides myself, and he is making some of the coolest things out there. He's the one who got trading working in Darkness Hero. And that's a game changer. Being able to actually make those transfers instead of, like, these janky light attack defeated warrior hunt, like, gun hostage situations. It's a game changer. He also got a debuff system working, as well as set up the follow-up attack and counter mechanics. He disappeared for 11 months, but he is back now, seemingly. And he's working on a new update for his own mod. There's no streamer version of it, but I might have to make one myself, because I really want to, like, show off what he's doing out here. Tada's World War II references. Most notable with the Tosho series of enemies. There are quite a few references to names associated with, like, World War II generals on both sides in the series. A multitude of Hitlers appeared before Epsilon. Alright, used goods. A mean-spirited meme about what happened to Kohime, but it could also be used for any other girl that was fucked before Rance got there. Rance Mads. Ronan, I believe it's Ronan on Twitter, makes these incredible looking Rance Mads. My favorite ones are the Guardian Hero of the World, which features biting the second hand from Zutomayo, as well as Limited V, which uses Slapping Fight from Sengoku Rance. Those two are my favorite. There's also one with Leah that has all you have to do is stay, and that was just wild to see. I's satisfaction events. Does she have a? Is there a satisfaction event with I? Like, sex scene, or that's hard to get, or is it like a satisfaction bonus? This one I can't tell for sure. The Arius one is the greatest, yes. Rant 6 Original Alice Mansion. Which one is it? Which one is it, Seb? The original Alice Mansion for Rant 6 is not in the Manga Gamer release, and it has quite a bit of wacky scenes, like a joke scene where Karma becomes a jokey magical girl, fighting a bunch of aliens that look like Syl's hair. And her magical girl guardian is a combination of Chizuko's clothing as well as Gandhi's head. It's a bit of a sight to see. Maybe I'll put Magical Girl Karma in a update. Another scene in the Rant 6 original Alice Mansion is a scene where Rance has gay sex. Very cool. Rance drama CDs. There are several. They are not translated. Maria's suicide in Rance 10 Part 2. I think this happens if you don't have her paired with Dark Rance. But by nature of me not having access to Rance 10, much less Rance 10 Part 2 in English, yeah, I can't say for certain on this one. Oh boy. Nunahara Layer. Tranquil Nirvana, a covered in a scooter's power level as well as the last one. Hojo Blitz. Okay, this is actually interesting. And Tsuchi shed some light on it. There's actually a bunch of hidden blitzes in Sengoku Rance that have these fixed patterns. If you ever got attacked multiple times in a single turn by a faction you wouldn't expect to do that, and they deployed like their big leader, that would be the reason why. Ashikaga can actually perform a blitz, but it's just Ashikaga Chosen and Grandma showing up. Hojo Blitz would refer to Hojo's version of it. Defending from the Monster Army Blitz. The Monster Army Blitz is a series of 5 battles that I did not defend against in my stream. Because there's 5 battles and they are up against some of the toughest opponents in the game, having all 30 of your units ready is optimal for doing so. But there is a problem, and that's in order to trigger the blitz, you need to interact with them. You need to engage. They can actually perform the blitz on your own turn, which is wild to me. It's the jankiest blitz in the game. There's also no clear reward for doing so, and actually there may even be a reward for failing, because I believe you get a treasure if you lose territory to them. Okay, Magen. Also Majin. Both these Japanese-only terms for Fiend. Nintendo...
Yeah. I was agreeing.
Yeah. Nintendo and Alisoft team up. Toshin 3DS, we talked about this earlier. I I don't think there was any actual involvement from Nintendo as far as I'm aware, but I also believe that there was like plans to put Rance games on like Sega Saturn or something. I just remember reading that, but I can't find any evidence on that when I look at it now. Sengoku Rance VI Spanish. This is a lost translation for Sengoku Rance into Spanish that called it Sengoku Rance 6 Spanish. It was a lost translation, but now it's found again. It is not a great translation, but I don't speak Spanish, so I can't confirm how funny or unfunny it is. If it's like some Vietnamese crystal whoop for like Spanish-speaking people, I'm jealous that you have that. Let's see, Toshinden in Rance, or TT in Rance. I presume this stands for Toshinden. The Toshinden appears in its entirety in Rance 10 Part 2, but a major character in Toshinden, Alexander, is a character that appears in the Rance series, with his first major appearance, to my knowledge, being in Rance Quest, where he got a special extended quest alongside fan favorite character Bernard Ceramite. G is Rance's father. We covered this in the last one. Isoroku route actually happened, sort of. The key part of Isoroku's route is the impregnation of Isoroku, but something that did happen in it as well is the death of Kohime, and that didn't happen. But Isoroku did walk away with a baby in her. So, to an extent, it did happen. Bird is the one-armed knight. Covered this in the last one. Gaizu. Gaizu was one of the supposed translators for Alsa on Haniho. He was going to translate Galzu Island, which is a fan favorite among Alisoft aficionados. Takes a lot of Rance 6's engine and combines it with a bit of like monster searching and catching. The main character of it, Leo, appears in Widenyo as well as Rance Quest. Good stuff. Gaizu, much like a lot of translators at the time, though, didn't actually release anything. He built up to a big release that was going to happen on Christmas. But Christmas came around, and instead of releasing a translation, he made a YouTube video that was filled with a bunch of like outdated like 4Kids localization jokes and a Space Jam mashup, which I thought was like that's pretty funny. He was punished for his sin of lying by having to translate "Please Bang My Wife," a very funny cuck game. Rance light novels. See the lesbians that I want you to draw. Words H scene. I believe there was 1 in 10, but it was added in a patch. It was not originally there, and I don't even think Warg was originally in 10, to an extent. The Devil King. Devil King Rathome is something that was created from, like, Ludo's waste when he was creating the Supreme Gods. And he, like, went underground to do his own thing in Hell. He never actually comes into play. Rance 9 fan translation. There are several scenes from Rance 9 that are translated, but the UI, the text wrapping isn't there. So there's some... it's not a perfect reading experience, but if you want to see Rance fight Rolex, you can do that in English. Hooray. I believe on one of the other scenes translated is a Sheila H scene. Good taste there. So's parent cut content, cover that in the last one. Arios is a soccer player. A mean-spirited meme about what happens to Nina Nirvana's head in Rance 10. Arios also managed to make his way into the Haniho team for the VG Soccer League, where he I don't think Haniho does good in the soccer league. I know I used to be in there. It's referring to the fact of a fake Rance 9 translation, which the community only got a percentage bar. Oh, that's rough, buddy. But I preferred to talk about the stuff that was actually released. Abel is Harumaki and Still's parent. We talked about those. Kichiko Rance RTA. RTA stands for real-time attack, or speed run for normal people. You aren't going to see that at Awesome Games Done Quick. Owlsoft's fighting game. Owlsoft doesn't officially have a fighting game, but a joke arcade screen showing one. It can be seen in the background of some Owlsoft games, as well as 2 fan-made fighters, Alice Senki and Big Bang Beat. Sprites from Big Bang Beat were used in a 1-minute melee against in which Yamamoto Burai fought Terry Bogard and won somehow. Why is it Yamamoto Burai? Like, Roga's thing is that he's like the hungry, like he's the wolf thing. That's his faction. And Terry Bogard's thing is like he's the hungry wolf, Basta wolf, crack shoot, and all that. So why is he fighting like the boxer instead of like the wolf man? Or the wolf girl? What? He could be fighting the wolf girl. Guess he didn't want to fight women. Another notable thing that Big Bang sprites were used for, there is a notable variant of Jinai Heita called Possessed Heita, in which he turns into Captain Falcon. I'm taking a drink. Alright. Rance 5 A through C. We cover this. There were unused versions of Rance 5 that we didn't see. Espira Shoulder, covered that. Hornet and Rance 6. Hornet and a lot of other fiends have designs that were in a Rance 6 art book or art disc. And Hornet's like one of the more notable ones from that. Space Rance. Maria's To the Moon ending in Kichiko Rance has Rance and Maria die in space. Is this the first time you read Iceberg? Because you're doing great. This is my first time really looking at this one. Rance also appears in Daitokoku, where he pilots a ship that looks both like Chaos and also like a cock and balls. Patton's Tower, a series of PC 98 or PC 88 games that don't run on modern hardware that act as part of Patton's character development. The Patton that appears in Widenyo is based off of the Patton from those games. I believe he pushes blocks in them, but I can't say for sure, because I can't play them. Kentaro and Hornet's H scene. In Little Princess, you have the option to bang Dracula's daughter. We later find out that Dracula's guy, and that Kentaro really shouldn't be banging people other than Miki, but we didn't have a character back then. But Kentaro can fuck Hornet before Rance gets there. Oh, so Space Rance refers to a bonus game on a disc, which is very hard to find info on. Alright.
Interesting.
Gecko did 9/11. It is one of those memes where a character's face is overlaid on...
that national tragedy. How dare you make me remember it?
Yeah. That unforgettable moment in history. And it is in reference to Gecko's character clear in Sengoku Rance, where he self-destructs himself. Sill's Child. We see a bunch of them at the end of Rance 10. Tosh. A notable Sengoku Rance meme that mainly propagated during the Haniho days was Tosh referring to the musket unit as the strongest, you know. This was referenced in Darkness Hero, where Tosh was given the normally owned by Otomo Soren special move, the Special Cannon. And because Tosh is more associated with the gun than like a generic is, it's cooler to put it on a face than no one. Elizabeth hates Japan. Reference to Darkness Hero Rance. Instead of adding characters early on, what Tofu Guy did was he replaced existing characters with the new ones. So because of this, Elizabeth went over Xavier or Demon Nobunaga, and when she would go into battle, she would just rant about how much she wants to kill the Japanese. When I was rewriting dialogue, I kept these the same, but I just changed every mention of Japan to be about Zeth and mages.
That's fair. I mean, it's not fair. How dare you? How dare you make me remember this tragedy?
They're terrorists, so...
Exactly. How dare you make me remember this tragedy?
Leah's Kingdom's true pronunciation. I just pronounce it like Asswipe City, man. Like, fuck Lee's ass.
Yeah, fuck Lee's ass.
Kananu! Kanami is in reference to the way that you bump threads on Haniho by just typing Kanami in all capital letters. Sometimes with an image of Kanami doing a leap to page 1. She is gotten as strong as she has because the threads are so slow, but a Kanami bump doesn't last too long. Useless ninja. Real Haniwa Church Cult. Don't know about that one. The content is run from the show by a cabal of Hanny bankers. Don't know that one. IRL Hanny King. I was referring to the former president of Alisoft and director of the Rant series, Kazufumi Tada. His self-insert is the race that is the Hannies. And that says a lot about him.
Also, isn't the cabal of Hanny bankers just in reference to the Golden Hanny that we talked about earlier, as well as the fact that in one of the free cities there exists just the Alisoft Corporation?
Yeah. That's probably it. And finally, every first Sengoku Rance playthrough is personalized. Because of the amount of RNG, as well as how little direction Sengoku Rance gives you, a lot of first playthroughs can end up being completely different from each other. Different characters can end up being MVBs, or like the different drops you get can result in you building up certain characters that you might not build up in other runs. It's something I firmly believe in, and I think that like everyone should be able to like experience Sengoku Rance for a first time. Alright, that's 2 icebergs, 2 Alisoft icebergs covered in one video. I'm going to need to tag the stream with the fact that I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Anyways, he won the battle, by the way.
God, man. He can win the battle all he wants. I want to take a nap.
Alright. Sengoku Rance is similar to Fire Emblem in its randomness. Absolutely. Like any game where some characters can just, like, become a hero is a game that I'm gonna have fun with. He did it. After forever, we did it. I wanted to do a actual edited version of those icebergs, and I might still do that. But for now, I hope that this hasty like read through is enough. Also, the fact that like this series, like I know anything can have an iceberg, really, but the amount of things in there that were like actual like long-running theories,
yeah, like actually obscure as well,
actually obscure information. The amount of Sozo stuff actually like got me to like discover the PC-88 versions of Rance, and those I can't play them myself, but they fascinate me. Like Demon King, like me Lordling, seems so wild to me.
Why did they bring that back for 01?
I want to like really like part of my goal for when I started producing for Darkness Era was to like really get in as much Owlsoft as I could. And going through those icebergs, I find out that there's like so much more Owlsoft for me to appreciate. Siv's got in through fire. Oh no, the Hannies are losing ground. That impenetrable Hanny wall. I like his...
Jesus Christ.
The thing with watch mode that kind of makes it a bit underwhelming to me is that it's clearly labeled in Darkness Hero, but when you do free-for-all mode, there is a faction that has basically a 100% chance of victory every time they go to battle. And it's selected at random at the start of each run. So, like, if someone seems suspiciously good at winning, then they probably just have the blessing and they can just steamroll. The boys are gone.
No!
Okay, it looks like the Demon Army doesn't actually have the blessing. They're just really good. Yo, Hara coming in and eliminating the Tenchius. That's no good.
It's like, I am done with religion. I am not a religious man. Now he's really not a religious man.
Well, start praying, boy.
Oh my god.
He's trying.
To his last breath, I guess.
Isn't it beautiful to see them, like, really, like, rise against?
No.
If we see a DHR version next, sure. Like, maybe some other time if I ever want to, like, just take time out of my day to, like, talk about the Rant series. Like, if there's any questions anyone has about it, like, how to get into it, like, I'm here to answer them. And, like, I'm always, like, willing to just, like, give some advice for a playthrough. Sometimes I worry I give too much advice, but I can't help myself. Anticada's gone.
Jesus Christ, they keep getting turns.
Kojika beat that battle.
Good for her.
Arios versus Luca, your thoughts on the matchup? I'm not familiar enough with Monster Girl Quest lore to say for certain. But it just depends on if if you can, like, I guess dismember Arios in a single attack, then I think you have the clear advantage in it. Because while the hero can't die, if you dismember them, like, they need to be able to, like, recover naturally from that. And it's hard to recover from dismemberment. Oh no, the handies! they got ground and immediately lost it.
Oh no, handies.
This is some border gore.
This is the demon army for a fact.
Yep. I'm glad we were here to, like, fight them in my playthrough.
They didn't have a lot of ground to, like, try to take, honestly. We kind of met them at their face. Phrase. I'm slurring my words because I'm tired.
Lucas stomps hard in the fights. Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how it tends to be? Like, there's some protagonists that are just so much more absurdly powerful than others.
Yeah, a lot of death battles are like that. It's hard to find, like, a really fair and thematically appropriate matchup.
Yeah, because, like, it's even difficult to determine, like, what is power level and what is just something, like... Because, like, with... One thing I think of is Marsh and how he talks up the last Bible protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, some of the things that character does in his universe are considered really powerful feats of strength.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, literally harming God is, like, something that JRPG protagonists do all the time.
Yeah. And, it doesn't matter in the end, because at the end, like, can they beat Goku? I don't think so. Luca wants coexistence with the monsters and the Monster Lord, while Arius wants to kill the Demon King. I mean, now he does.
Good for him. But that's not a feat.
Yeah.
Get fucked, kid!
That's like... Yeah, there's thematic intrigue there, but, like... I don't care if his power says they can kill Goku. They can't kill Goku.
His power could literally be called kills Goku. He ain't beating Goku.
And Hara made it this far, but did not enough. We are down to the final 4.
Somehow the Hannies are in the final 4 category.
They haven't gotten a turn in a while. I'm worried.
Also, Kenshin, what the fuck are you doing? Why are we declaring war on the hit? Yeah, alright. They're idiots. They haven't realized the real threat.
Oh my gosh. Yes! Yes! Oh.
Ah.
Alright, let me show you how to scratch it. No!
No! Yeah? No!
Okay.
Oh my god. Yes?
Yes? Oh.
No!
We're rooting for him. I believe I'd probably watch a series called Goku Ladder where some character gets the various Gokus throughout all Dragon Ball to see the strongest Goku that character can beat. Okay, the Hannies got Ranmaru now. Now they're gonna sweep.
That would actually be a good way of doing it, because it's not like which Goku could... It's not could they beat Goku, it's like how strong does Goku need to... Or like, How much does Goku need to try?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. The fact that the Hannies and Kenshin have the same amount of ground right now. No!
No!
Never mind.
Goodbye, Hannies. Uh-oh.
Goodbye, Kenshin. All is equal with the world. And they filled their 60th slot with Akihime. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Alright. Oh my god.
This is just hard to watch.
How many Hannies does it take to beat Goku? We count the Hanny King?
They're literally fucking clay pot people.
And they have been pushed back. Citizen Lord Milk has been fired.
Oh no.
Akihime victory. Nom was fired. And they got torn. And their like answer to that is get Yokai Captain. Alright. What? 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 I don't think I've ever watched to the end of this.
What happens now?
Oh, they got Prime Minister Ito. Oh, they got now. They got one of the boys. What the fuck is this? They're just managing their troops.
They're waiting for the next threat to arrive. Maybe he's waiting for you to click on something?
I'm clicking, man. Yeah, this was automatic. I'm just leaving this up in the background. This is a screensaver right here. Except it saves your screen very poorly. It saves like a like a bar.
Honestly, you could make like a fake news run thing.
Yeah.
With whatever keeps popping up here.
Yeah. It's a shame that it doesn't have like the full news ticker that Sengoku has. Woof woof woof. Anyhow, I just wanted to do like watch mode as well as like just talk about the series, and I think I did that. And I think you're tired.
I am a little bit tired, but it was fun to talk about the series a good bit.
Yeah. I'm always going to be available. If you want to just DM me any questions, I'm all ears.
I want to see the ticker get to 200,000. 20,000.
All right. They're going.
Sorry,
all right. Yup.
Yes.
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 This is all I ever wanted.